You see, Owen got his way. Colonel Hankshausen is here.
Exactly.
It's Colonel
Never.
Hankshausen versus Yak. Which is it? Hanks or Yak? Hanks or Sorry, me saying that, it sounds too much like the episodes of Banzai which I was hooked on 20 years ago. God damn it.
Well, this show started with something I didn't understand. All right. So, full disclosure, I just got back from the documentary shorts, which means I can say this and mean it. Boom covered when it comes to the shorts this year theatrically, which, yes, because I don't do the streaming thing. So, needless to say, really great theater. Enzian is in Maitland. It's about 30 minutes away from Orlando. Just a really cool, like, nice little independent theater. It's kind of laid out like a restaurant. They've also got couches as well. They have full menu, full bar. They show a lot of indie cinema. Definitely get a chance to check it out if you get an opportunity to come over here. And again, like we talked about, the Bay Theater in California that I went to, that we watched all the Netflix movies. Yeah, definitely recommend that theater too. Great food, great service. Basically had the theater to ourselves for an entire day. Totally recommend. Yeah.
Not to reveal your hand, but out of the three bunch, out of the three categories of the 15 that you did see, were there any that stood out you think as like strong contenders?
God dang it. Let me get the listy here. Because you know me, I have to remember things.
Was Robin as average as people say it was?
Robin is boring AF.
Yeah.
That's a straight shoot. Like, I think it's just I don't. I told AJ the other day, I was like, I'm not sure I like Aardman, but then his retort was, well, it's not the greatest one they've ever done either. But
I found out you haven't liked Orman since like I was thinking you didn't take the Curse of the Were Rabbit. You were complaining a lot when Shaun the Sheep was out.
yeah, I don't like Wallace and Gromit. I don't like Shaun the Sheep. I don't.
So the only one you really took to was the Pirates Band of Misfits.
Yeah. Oh, Pirates was great. I enjoyed that.
Because it had the Flight of the Conchords song in it.
Oh yeah, of course. And of course, we're not talking about the dance floor either.
No.
Not in this world. Ashley, you want to talk about ones I liked? Animated. I love the Windshield Wiper. Yeah, for lots of reasons. I'm not going into on here. Box Ballet was really good. Robin is super boring. Bestia just shouldn't exist. And I think Affairs of the Art is very ambitious, but it's
provocative. Provocative is the word you're looking for.
It's just like the Will Ferrell thing. It gets the people going. So, documentary. I liked Audible. I like how it kind of bookmarked the shorts with showing the sports themed ones. That was cool. I didn't know what Audible was about. I liked Audible a lot. Queen of Basketball, absolutely love that. When We Were Bullies is really interesting. Lead Me Home is a really good concept, but it kind of lost me midway through because it was just kind of becoming a little bit more like this is the day. It's like, hey, I feel like I'm watching Nomadland again, but in the right way. 3 songs.
If you want,
go ahead.
If you want a couple of movies that show off what's in Lead Me Home, there's like, I don't know what it is about the whole homelessness thing that I'm just kind of drawn to.
Right.
Because I was trying to convince you that Lead Me Home was better than you were saying. But two movies that come to mind that highlighted it, I thought nicely, were I think it's Time Out of Mind, the Oren Moverman one with Richard Gere,
mm-hmm.
and The Saint of Fort Washington with Matt Dillon and Danny Glover, I think, are in that same vein. So if Leave Me Home is something that like really drew you in, I would recommend those movies for sure.
And 3 songs from Benazir, it just seemed like it didn't know what it wanted to be. The random offbeat songs, I get, like Singing to Your Unborn Child, that's all fine and dandy, but it just kind of just melded together. And it was one of the shorter ones, and it still just didn't captivate me. Live action got me though. On My Mind's really good. I like it a lot. Please Hold, I really enjoy the concept for. I'd love to see that as an actual movie, even though we have seen it. It's called Demolition Man. Long Goodbye, I really enjoyed. It's super short, and it just feels really weird and abrupt to end. The dress is interesting, but it's not necessarily my cup of tea. I mean, it's all right. It's not. I'm not gonna say anything bad about it. What I will say something about it is Alakachu. I hated the concept of it because it made me hate people, and it's like you hate characters in a movie. In this case, you're not hating characters in a movie. You're literally hating people that are actually acting like this, and it's just the stuff with like forced marriage and things like that, and like literally the girl just not being able to do anything at all, trying to escape, things like that. You feel for her throughout the entire movie, and you really like hate everyone, even her family, who you never thought they'd be involved in on it and in the same place. But like you said, Ashley, those are the things I liked. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's no guarantee what's going to win, because I mean, what even if I liked it or didn't like it, the Oscar could still go with anything.
I know.
It's a strong year. It really
generally, you liked a lot of them, though.
I did, actually, weirdly enough. And I mean, like, AJ knows like the history we have with like the animated short categories, which seems to be like a fun category, like some of the stuff we've done in the past, like Logorama and This Way Up, and like there's a lot of really great ones that have happened like in the past like several years. But we really haven't had a good set of animated shorts lately, and it shows through. It's like some of the ones that got nominated, I don't get it, but I mean, it's not me to get, because I'm not the person that's making this judgment. So, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's really cool to say that I've got to see them all theatrically.
And now that we've had this conversation, we officially have given the shorts more attention than the Oscars will.
That's a shoot, 100%.
Yes. That's your cold open. That's your cold, hard truth open.
Yeah. Restaurant quality. Just like the good food I had in the theater tonight. Yeah, it's welcome to the Independent Spirit Awards prediction show. So yeah, my name is Owen. I am tired. That's a shoot. And literally, I worked, I ran, I did everything I could to get home so I could go and do. And then I get a note saying that, oh, by the way, the theater's not going to have food because the kitchen's going to be closed. I was like, all right, fine. So I had to eat like a Hot Pocket and some Magic Spoon just so I can have something to eat before I went. And then when I got there, like, excuse me, sir, we're opening the kitchen. I was like, let's do this. So I had food, and that was good because I had to come back here, do this show, and then thank God I don't have to work till 10 o'clock tomorrow. So that's a good thing. It's a long weekend. The only day that really doesn't matter is actually tomorrow, because I'm busy the rest of the weekend. I just got to get through Tuesday, and the rest of it just going to fly right by because it's a whole lot of AEW. Joining us as always, we have Ashley.
Oh, boy.
And hey.
So I was since this is a Spirit Awards video,
Yes,
and we're doing our predictions for them, I looked over them earlier. Probably the first time since we went over them in that other video.
Yes.
And I've just certain things come up, and I'm just in such a really bad mood and a depressed mood. So, given that this is a show where the Forbidden movie has a couple of nominations, I'm trying to decide how much I should bite my tongue and how much I shouldn't.
Oh boy.
I mean, okay, here's the one thing. This is a lot better than it could have been. I don't know that I would even acknowledge the Spirit Awards this year if that movie got into Screenplay.
Yeah.
But luckily, it's only 2 acting nominations. But one of which is that specific character, so it's still And of course, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page, and they give their characters' names also, and it just puts me in such a fucking bad mood, and I don't.
I get that. I
If
100%
if you're
that.
if you're if you're uh if you're tuning in to us for the first time, I have history with Red Rocket. That's what I'm talking about.
So obviously, you don't, like we've said numerous times, you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit in the wind, and you don't talk about Simon Rex around AJ right now. So there you go.
Which is a shame because I'm so happy for him and his success.
And I said it before, and I put it over, and I'll say it again, especially on this show where this is the only time it has any sense at this point. I like the movie a lot, but probably because I'm used to it. So, needless to say, it's like
And obviously my beef with the movie has nothing to do with Simon Rex. It's not his fault at all. He just took the job. So
yep.
yeah.
But yeah, lots to talk about before we get started. So those of you that follow along and have been following along the season, you know that we have a very lively chat room. It's 10:30 on an East Coast night. I don't think that's going to happen tonight. Thank you.
Not only that, it's the fucking Spirit Awards. Nobody cares.
Yeah, it's a
I mean,
spirit.
we do.
I mean, come on. Everybody has to care because this is the only place where Mass is going to get any fucking recognition. The bastards.
Literally. So yeah, Josie chimes in with a bunch of comments. I want to leave all of them because apparently she had to go to bed ski, so because it's a little late. So needless to say, I wanted to make sure we dropped all her comments. See, Brian's here too. So anybody else here? No, it doesn't look like it. That's okay. We have an archive for a reason. Josie said, sadly, won't take part in the stream very long, given it's around my bedtime. Hey, Popcast team. Sadly, I haven't seen many of the Indie Spirit nominees I would like to, given that I've been prioritizing some other movies, including older films. But I'd love to see Come On, Come On get some love here. Yeah, Come On, Come On actually was very... I really liked it a lot, actually. I was really happy that Woody Norman got nominated because I liked him in the movie. I liked the way that he worked with Joaquin in the movie. And I liked Joaquin in the movie a lot, too. Come On, Come On is a movie that I feel like in another year might have had more visibility. Really. Especially
when you watch our early prediction videos, we thought that for a while.
Yeah. I remember that. Also, Happy Matt getting the Altman Award. Yes.
I do also need to mention about what she was saying, which is something I can definitely relate to, which is from prioritizing other movies, I also have, like, I did the best I could to see as many of the Oscar nominees before they were nominated, and almost completely succeeded. But yeah, because of that, and because of the new releases and doing reviews and stuff like that, yeah, I've missed like most of these. So these guesses are going to be completely out of my ass.
Josie says, think of all the studios this season. Neon had the best slate. Flea, Spencer, Tatane, Worst Person in the World, Pig, and Killing of Two Lovers. Dang, that's a really good lineup, actually. Clayne Crawford's performance in Killing of Two Lovers is excellent. She's still reading her Clive Barker. So, The Great and Secret Show by Clive Barker is getting super fascinating. I've got 120 pages left in this 500-something page book. Wow. It's like Twin Peaks meets Hellraiser.
Nice.
Hi, Halloween horror.
I kind of really want to know what that's like.
Why has that log got nails coming out of it?
Yes. So far, I would rank Great and Secret Show alongside Divine Comedy in terms of epic metaphysical themed literature. All right. Clive Barker book is super long. I'm reading some short children's books in between.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Book-wise, there's a lot going on, like, outside of the movie world also, and my anxiety is like at an all-time high. So I'm just falling back on what soothes me. So I'm just rereading Once Upon a Time in Hollywood again. That's my comfort place. When he's just going through TV and movie history, that is just so soothing to me.
See if I.
I could read this for hours.
It's in Howard's room, but it's in the apartment, so I have it here. I actually, I have the book on tape. I got it on eBay.
And I had heard, is it true that the hardback has a script for an episode of Bounty Law in it?
Oh God, yes, because
Because
Howard has it.
shockingly, I still haven't gotten it yet.
Howard just
Is
brought
that
it in.
why they have the
today.
thing at the back?
He was like flipping through it and everything, and he basically showed me. And I was like, "Oh, that's awesome!"
That's why at the back it says deluxe hardcover edition with new
Yep.
material.
Okay, we've all got the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood book. Understandable.
Hey,
funny.
when it's £2 for £7, and then I can pick up another book as well. Yes.
There you go. So Josie's reading excerpts from Song of Hiawatha by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, compiled into a picture book. As far as a recent first-time watch on Valentine's Week, had a marathon of What's So Bad About Feeling Good, Love in the Afternoon, and The Talk of the Town. I saw Claudine, a romantic comedy from '71 starring Diane Carroll and a young James Earl Jones. It was quite good. It's on Criterion Blu-ray.
Yeah, and she was nominated for it.
That's the next thing she's. Fun fact: After Hours won Best Feature at the first Spirit Awards in '86. Scorsese won Director in a tie with Joel Coen for Blood Simple.
If anybody hasn't seen After Hours, please do yourself the favor.
Is that Scorsese then? Because it's like I've never heard of it.
Really? Yeah. It's Scorsese, but it's like Griffin Dunn, Cheech and Chong are in it, and it's just like this one night thing where he goes from place to place and like gets deeper and deeper into shit that's completely out of his control. I just threw Cheech and Chong out there. It's a very stacked cast, like Linda Fiorentino and Rosanna Arquette and John Hurd.
Sounds like I know you probably. Go ahead.
It's a fun comedy, like a straight comedy, and it's a Scorsese has the Scorsese energy while being a full-on comedy. It's amazing.
It sounds like it could have inspired Four Rooms, at least indirectly.
Yeah, indirectly, sure.
Like, because the vibe I get from what you were saying, it makes me think that, like, when Four Rooms was made, that
yeah. Actually, yeah, they probably are rather comparable. There's just After Hours isn't like episodic or any, like it isn't in like chapters or anything, but it does kind of have a somewhat episodic nature to it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Four Rooms. I think it's something that needs to be talked about on this channel at some point. Hint, hint, wink, wink, smile, smile, nudge, nudge. Best female lead that year went to Geraldine Page for The Trip to the Bountiful. Emmett Walsh for Best Male Lead for Blood Simple. Best Screenplay was Trip to Bountiful. Kiss of the Spider Woman won Special Distinction Award that year. And in 1987, Platoon, Best Feature. Stone for Director, Rossellini for Actress for Blue Velvet, beating Laura Dern, and James Woods for Salvador. As he continues, Best First Screenplay went to Platoon. First Feature went to Spike Lee, She Gotta Have It. And Hoosiers was nominated that year in the same category.
It's interesting to think with Platoon that, because we were talking about it being like a Weinstein thing when really big movies were here, and how out of place they were and how they didn't belong. And it's like Platoon is particularly huge for. I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure where it was on like the budget, but I would assume relatively steep. No.
Also, I'd have thought, was it MGM or did they acquire the rights sort of afterwards?
Orion.
Okay. Yeah, so they acquired the rights afterwards. It's just
and that was
all the DVD releases that I have is just it's a massive MGM logo.
I was gonna say that was Stone before he was Stone, but no, he'd like written Midnight Express and Scarface by then.
Lord. Morgan Freeman won a Spirit Award for Supporting Actor 1988 for Street Smart, long before he got an Oscar. Best Feature at the Spirits went to Rambling Rose, beating out Hanging with the Homeboys, My Own Private Idaho, City of Hope, and Homicide. Nolan may not have an Oscar yet, but Memento won feature director and screenplay at the 2002. Brian chimes in, Spirit Awards usually second to last of the award show of the season, but this year it's the third, hosted by Megan Mullally and Nick Offerman. Who picked those two?
I mean, they go together, obviously, but
Yeah, but those two to present though. Interesting.
I'd say they're pretty fitting. I wish Mulaney and Kroll had just done it every year.
Fair. Brian saw Margin Call today. Great script and ensemble. I don't know if it's fine or if it's good. Next up for me is The Impossible. Ooh, that's a fun one too.
It'll show you that Tom Holland can actually act, but it'll also show you gruesome imagery that's still not out of my head.
Yep, 100%.
And it's
keep forgetting to mention this. I did complete a Big 8 category from the early 2010s. Best Actor lineup in 2012, which Denzel should have won for Flight.
You're backing me into a corner here because we know how I feel about Day-Lewis and Lincoln, but you're also trying to get me to go against Denzel. No, fuck you for that. I'm not taking the bait.
Our move. The Academy released the final 10 for the stupid Oscar fan favorite. Oh, wait a minute. Who is the final 10? Brian. Speaking of After Hours, Burton was supposed to make his world debut, but he dropped out when Scorsese was interested in the film. Hi, Cassie.
Right, let's have a look at this. Continue casting your vote.
I voted.
Oh, voting closing on Thursday, March the 3rd. So they're actually actively admitting. Okay, so in no particular order, but in alphabetical order, I should say. So they're not in the order of them coming out. Yeah, there's some questionable ones here. So we have the top 10 at the minute are Army of the Dead, Cinderella, Dune, Malignant, Minamata, Power of the Doog, Sing 2, Spider-Man No Way Home, Suicide Squad, and Tick Tick Boom.
A lot of good choices in there, but I want to say something without seeming like I'm being pissy. Red Rocket already has me in the worst mood. Do we have to talk about the Twitter Oscar thing?
Voting closes on Thursday, so get Mass in the top 10, and we might like you.
Look, pizza top 10. Come on.
Or just let Tick Tick Boom win.
I'm good with that.
Surreptitiously, all the obvious ones that were leading, that shouldn't be leading, like Army of the Dead, Minamata, and Cinderella, suddenly get missing from the list. We've got big black redacted pens. And it's like, no. Oh, look, it's this one. Yeah, but that one was 6th. It's this one.
To mention a couple of the movies that are actually good. That is interesting that Garfield's fan base has grown so much and is so passionate now. Which one are they voting for? Are we still hiding certain facts about a certain movie? I don't know what's public knowledge now.
I mean,
I'm trying to work out what that is, because is it like, was Bono actually a dick in Sing 2?
No, the big mystery of Sing 2 is still, why doesn't Bono sing his own fucking song in it? I mean, he sings it, just not as his character. That's singing.
He still hasn't sung What We're Looking For.
But that is what he's saying.
God damn it.
Oh, wow. All right, so Spirit Awards time. Time in and time out, like it was been alluded to numerous times. This is one of the first award shows we usually predict every season. The way the schedule goes, that's usually how it works. And we have no idea what's going on. There's no visibility for anything at this point. So like we're just kind of shooting fish in a barrel, basically. Now we've got a lot of movies that have visibility other places that could lose because they're different circumstances.
Yeah, it's the thing we talk about where Spirit Awards are only about momentum because when they come out versus when they actually happen, like if they did them right when they came out where nothing had momentum, the choices would be really random. But now that they happen when they happen, they go with the stuff that already has momentum. Like, do you really like? I know I'm getting ahead of. I'm getting ahead of things here, but I mean, honestly, when you look at supporting actor, is Troy Kotsur not winning? Really seriously. I mean, think about if these awards had happened before Coda is where it is now. I would have probably said Coleman Domingo,
Yep,
honestly.
100%.
But because of where we are now, there's no way Kotzer's losing this. Everybody's confusing me, by the way, this Kotzer thing. Because here's the thing, is when I reviewed Coda, it's somewhere in this goddamn notebook. I looked up, like I actually looked up to find out how you pronounce his name, and I made a specific reminder in my notes. It's Kotzer, as in, may I take your coat, sir? But the thing is that, and I don't want this to sound insensitive. I really don't. I mean this. I'm just speaking about what's happened. Marley Matlin was on The View talking about Coda, because I was looking up all the Coda interviews at this point, and they were talking about Troy Kotsur, and one of the hosts said, "Is it Kotzer or Kotsur?" And it's like, I'm sorry, Marley Matlin can't answer that.
Jack
And,
Cage, man.
and when you and if you look at him and you say Kotsur or Kotzer, he can't correct you because he doesn't know how you're saying it.
That's true.
So is it Kotzer or is it Kotsur? Because when I saw Kotsur, he was being introduced on the stage. This was a video that was like from 2015 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I ran with. But like all I hear now is Kotzer. And like I said, the people that would know, they can't be corrected. So
what
I
you're
don't
saying
know.
is what we need to say is, "Hi, I'm Troy McClure."
But I'm gonna even though I'm gonna stick with the Kotsur thing, even though I just accidentally said Kotzer because everybody's got me all confused. But
Sure.
I want to give him the respect he deserves by saying his fucking name right. Is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, you want to put as much respect on his name as possible. However, you just need to know exactly the pronunciation of his name.
Oh my god, the fucking research I had to do for today. Look at.
And I have to do it. I have to do it as well because we've actually got results to go through as well.
Before we go any further, oh, good. I was like, before we go any further, let's go in a chat. And I was like, nope. Let's do some predictions, ladies and gentlemen.
So the three that have already been awarded, the True and Fiction Award went to Jessica Bashir for Fire Day, which Owen got right.
I remember going for that.
The irony is, I only guessed Try Harder, but that actually debuted over here as part of the Storyville stuff. It's actually a pretty good documentary about high school kids, getting to grips with school life and everything. So, the Producers Award went to Lizzie Shapiro, which probably I should have seen coming, considering she was one of the producers behind Shiva Baby.
There we go.
Although I'm sort of pleased but also confused as Brad Becker Parton being on here, because arguably his biggest thing was Never Really Sometimes Always, which probably would have been last year's stuff. So
You would think.
And then in the Someone to Watch Award, Pig gets nothing. So we all got that wrong. It went to Alex Camilleri for Lutzu instead. So they all get, I believe, $25,000 each for their future endeavors. Yeah, $25,000 unrestricted grant.
Yeah, I see a contradiction here.
Go ahead.
we were talking about how the Spirit Awards seem to have gotten more and more high roller as things go.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes going, I mean, obviously they're much more in tune with their original idea now than they were when Weinstein was involved. But even so, it's like you differentiate this. The people that got these get a $25,000 unrestricted grant.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Now let's go up to the Cassavetes Award. This award is given to the best feature made under $500,000, which is fucking huge. I know you gotta raise it because movies are getting more expensive, but I mean, still, that's for what the award is. That's still like a really big number.
I
Because
mean,
like,
the car alone could cost about that much.
This could be a double though for Lizzie Shapiro.
because that's like we were talking about with Once when Glenn Hansard won the Oscar and he was on stage and he said, "We made it for only $20,000 with handycams." And it's like, if you made Once with handycams, given what that movie looks like, what the fuck was the $20,000? The music equipment, perhaps?
Maybe.
I don't know. Money in Hollywood is such a mystery to me, but
Then, of course, we had the big, ginormous put over for Mass for the Altman Award.
yes.
God dang right.
I love that everybody is included as well.
Well, I guess it does help because it has such a small cast.
Including that poor woman that was in charge of putting the thing together awkwardly.
Continue.
I mean, do you want to start with the Cassavetes because it's the special?
Yeah, it's the next one here. Unless you want to start with TV.
I mean, we
we're
probably
doing-
should because they're the ones we care the least about.
Get the F out of here.
Yeah, I was like really. That's how committed I am to supporting Murray Bartlett. It was like I was literally saying no, we're not doing TV. That's stupid. And then you said Murray Bartlett was here, and it's like, well, shit. Well, respect for going with Murray Bartlett. We'll do TV. All right, so they've got their own ensemble thing going on with Reservation Dogs, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. I'm guessing that's strictly a cast thing. The Cassavetes is like everybody, isn't it?
I think it's
Yeah, it's Fran Kranz and the casting directors and the cast.
yeah.
It looks like.
It's
And maybe a
different-
producer.
It's different to the. I think it's different to the Altman. Because I think it just acknowledges the cast. Let me just double check.
Yeah, it says best ensemble cast in
Yeah,
a new
because Taika
scripted series.
Waititi is not in there.
That was when I noticed.
You'd have thought he might have been. Slightly.
All right, are we doing best female performance in a new scripted series?
That's what it appears to be.
All right. Much like a lot of the not all of them, but a lot of the movies here, this is stuff that I am unfamiliar with. So, except the Underground Railroad and Blind Spotting. But the only thing I know about Blind Spotting is that it's apparently spawned from the movie. Are we assuming?
Okay.
With WD?
Yeah. It's a spin off sequel. Yeah.
All right. We have Deborah Iowende from Them Covenant, Jasmine Cephas Jones from Blind Spotting, Tusa Mbedu from The Underground Railroad, Jana Schmeling from Rutherford Falls, and I keep wanting Anjana Vossen. I keep wanting to say Anjanou Ellis when I say her name.
That's
for
fair.
for We Are Lady Parts. I am saying Tusum Beidou.
Okay. Ashley.
Just marking that one off. I will say Deborah Iorindi.
I'm gonna go with Jasmine Cephas Jones.
I should go for the British one, but you know, for once I actually haven't seen We Are Lady Parts, but I've heard good things about it. So
that was the one I was kind of thinking about, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna go blind.
You know, considering it is about a punk rock band consisting of entirely Muslim women, it's got an interesting concept, and it's also very similar to I May Destroy You, not in subject matter, but in that it's created, written, and directed by Nidia Manzoor. So it's her project all the way.
Okay.
All right, actor in a new scripted series.
Sure.
We have Ola Alexander for It's a Sin, Murray Barlow for The White Lotus, Michael Grice for Rutherford Falls, Lee Jung Jae for Squid Game, and Ashley Thomas for Them Covenant. Once again, momentum. Is anybody not saying Lee Jung Jae at this point?
I mean, considering it's the only category that it's nominated for, yeah.
Yeah, I concur.
I'm so sorry, Murray Barlow. I wish you would have your day in the sun, quite literally, given where the show is set.
I also want to give a I want to give a shout out to Ollie Alexander for It to Sing, because that's a big one.
It still trips me out that his character's name is apparently Richie Tozier. But
yeah, yeah.
All right. New non-scripted or documentary series. Black and Missing, The Cho Show, Lady in the Dale, Nuclear Family, and Philly DA. Based on nothing, I'm saying Nuclear Family.
I've heard things about Philly DA, and also I'd like, let's give a shout out to PBS.
I'm gonna go with Black and Missing.
All right, are we ready to finish TV already?
Thank God. And I believe this is home for TV for the season.
Yeah, because we've already done the critics' predictions. It will just be us reacting to them when they happen in a week and a half.
Okay.
All right, for new scripted series, we have Blind Spotting, It's a Sin, Reservation Dogs, The Underground Railroad, and We Are Lady Parts. I could go for the ensemble pick and say Reservation Dogs, or I could go with my Tusum Beidou prediction and say The Underground Railroad, or something else entirely, which it very well could be and probably will be, but I am going to go ahead and say The Underground Railroad.
My head says Underground Railroad, but I want to go with my heart and go with It to Sin, because I don't, it's always the problem, because both of them really are sort of, they're not going to be doing a second series. I would have thought, everything sort of, especially with the Underground Railroad itself being an anthology. But yeah, I want to give the edge to that, because I still think that the AIDS epidemic and a lot of LGBT issues are still stigmatized, and that did a lot to sort of unstigmatize them.
And I'm gonna go with Blind Spotting,
which got good reception as well.
All right, do we go back to the Cassavetes Award?
Mm-hmm.
All right. The award given to the best feature made for under what is still a shitload of money. We have We have Crypto Zoo, Jockey, Shiva Baby, Sweet Thing, and This Is Not a War Story. Well, Jockey sticks out because Clifton Collins Jr. has gotten a lot of attention this season. And Shiva Baby sticks out, not just because it's one of my personal favorite movies of the year, but massive acclaim. I don't really know much about what's going on. I think Rosario Dawson is involved with This Is Not a War Story.
Yeah.
And Crypto Zoo apparently has a very stacked cast.
That apparently is animated.
Yep.
Interesting.
I don't know whether it's animated Scanner Darkly style. You know, as in the animation is done actually over the footage.
Well, I know I shouldn't go for what I want because that's just not how this works. But because I don't know what else because I have nothing else to base off of anything, I'm gonna go ahead and say one of my favorite movies of the year, which is Shiva Baby, even though I could see it being Jockey or literally anything else.
All right.
Just by going by Rotten Tomatoes, I'm going to go with the one that's got the somehow still has the 100% positive. Despite going on HBO Max and people probably wanting to review it, and that's This Is Not a War Story. Mainly also because Shiva Baby sort of got something already with Lizzie Shapiro.
All right. I'll go with Shiva Baby as well.
All right, guys, brace yourselves. The next category is the hardest one of the night.
See,
Let's do these.
This is where I don't know if you're being ironic, depending what it is that we're doing.
We are doing the absolute brain buster that is international.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the problem. There is an obvious one there, but I'm just wondering if they're gonna go. Yep.
I feel like we ask ourselves that every year, and so far it's never happened yet.
Yep.
One of these years, that's when we're not prepared for it, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Accurate.
So apart from Drive My Car, just hanging out here for no reason are Compartment Number 6, Parallel Mothers, Pebbles, Petite Maman, and Prayers for the Stolen. Don't know why they're here. Anybody else?
Hold on. I need to look at the history of this category and see whether you
Just
know
be
who.
sure.
Well, to see whether you know who has won it before, because that could influence it. Where is it? 20. Oh, she got screwed over that year as well. Oh, and I guess you'll go and Drive My Car, right?
One of my favorite movies of the year. Of course, I'm going to Drive My Car.
I don't want to risk it. I'm going to go safe and say Drive My Car. But the fact that the last time Celine was in this category, she lost to Parasite, it'd be sweet, sad irony. And I think even that year as well, that wasn't even France's contender for. That wasn't even France's contender at the Oscars either. Yet Titan is not in here. So.
Yeah, everybody's going all nuclear on the Oscars for not going to Titan. Why not? Why not the Spirit Awards? What? Where's the Spirit Award backlash?
Yeah, but they went for the one that should have been the French entry for the Oscars. That's the issue. It's the other way around.
I don't know, AJ. Ask the 8 people that care about the Spirit Award.
Also, I love the fact that the 3-hour car film might lose to the 70-something minute daughter and mother about death. We go from a short one to a really long one. You can watch 2 Petit Mamans and Drive My Car.
Yeah, a 3-hour movie that's essentially just like creating Uncle Vanya is what. All right, we're going to the text.
Why are there texts of the Spirit Awards?
Hey,
There's some cool stuff that gets mentioned here. This was the place that actually gave Mandy fucking attention for its cinematography. So
That, that's true.
among many other things. So we're gonna start with editing, I think. We'll just go from bottom to top.
Does it mean just as much as at the Spirit Awards?
And they'll probably air it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do, though. I guess we'll find out. The Spirit Awards are always a question mark of what we'll see and what we won't. But at least we expect it of them. They're in a fucking tent. All they do is self-deprecate. So it makes sense for them to do it that way.
KFC for life.
I mean, I really didn't. I said before, I didn't really appreciate last year when was the Melissa Villaseñor, was that her year last year? Yeah, because she did that stupid Owen Wilson and Nomadland thing. Where like all of her jokes were the fact that nobody was watching and nobody cared. And it's like, yeah, you can do that joke once, but it was like the joke of the whole night, and it started to sound insulting to the people that were there or nominated. Not there, but nominated.
Sure.
But anyway, our editing nominees are Akiara, The Nowhere Inn, The Novice, Zola, and The Killing of Kenneth Chamberlain. It's super, super flashy. It's also the only one I've seen here. I don't know if that's why I'm going with Zola or not. But yeah, I'm just gonna say Zola here, based on not necessarily because it's the only one I've seen, but because it's very, very super flashy, and that's like it's literally its whole thing is how flashy it is, like its whole style. So, but once again, I don't know too much about the other four, so that's based on that.
Actually,
I'll go with Killing of Kenneth Chamberlain.
I should just go with the one that you were thinking of the original time. So it's like you look at everything here, and 3 of the 5 are actually in picture. So that's another thing that's helpful. But originally, I was gonna go for a Chiara, and I think that's what I'm gonna go with. Zola wouldn't shock me, honestly. Neither would the Novice, given the fact that it's already got visibility in picture. So it makes sense that it would be here in editing because, hey, that's how the Best Picture works.
Supposedly. All right, cinematography.
Oh, you get to talk about a movie you haven't got a chance to talk about in a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say, this won't just be a I'm going with it because I've seen it thing, because I've seen 3 of these. Holy shit. That's a record. We have Blue Bayou, The Humans, Akiara, Passing, and Zola. It seems obvious to go with the black and white one, but I am gonna go with Passing. Because I'm honestly a little surprised they didn't get a bit more traction throughout the whole season in this category. But then again, the Oscars said go fuck yourself to Passing as a whole, shockingly enough. So yeah, but maybe this will be it's like when it can actually get something.
Ashley.
I'm trying to work out if this is history, where we're going to have, at least across the spirits and the rest of the awards, and that we have the same cinematographer win for 2 different films. So that's why I'm going for Zola. Because it's like, we're also giving it for Power of the Dog.
Passing.
The Humans crossed my mind also,
I thought about it.
because it's one of those cases where I don't know if it, like, the last shot is great, and it's one of those cases where you're like, how did they even pull that shot off? But the other thing is that it's a lot of cinematography happening. Like, it's one of those cases where it almost feels like, yeah, this is based on a play, so we've got to make it feel as cinematic as possible. So it's like it's cinematography for the sake of it.
That makes sense.
All right, this one should be a slam dunk, but I guess it's not necessarily that easy. first screenplay.
Yeah.
We have Cicada, Wild Indian, Test Pattern, Mass, and Pig. Test Pattern kind of jumped out at me a little bit. And of course, Pig feels like it's hanging out here, but I mean, it's got to be Frank Kranz, doesn't it? I could see them throwing a curveball to something like Test Pattern, but this has to be Massive Screenplay win. It has to get something in relation to screenplay this year. So hopefully this happens. I struggle to say hopefully because I haven't seen a lot of the others, but Frank Kranz would really deserve this victory if it happens, is what I'm saying.
Ashley?
Part of me does not know whether the Altman is going to make people not want to go for it, and considering this is the only other nomination I think for Pig, and that Pig might get in here, I'm going to stick with Mass, but I would not be surprised if it did go to Pig.
I mean, I look at all across the board and just so many things just jump out as not here at all. Like, I mean, I don't know how you're only going to nominate Fran Kranz and you're going to do the Altman, but you're not going to nominate any of the acting performances. I don't get it. Like, and they're that like heavy on Cage for Pig, then they should have nominated him as well, and they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, even Joaquin's not even in here. So it's like it's backwards when it comes to what they go run with. So I mean, it's any.
Come to think of it, last year for One Night in Miami, that didn't get any other nominations, I think.
Nope.
Whereas this time with Mass, it's somehow got in first screenplay as well.
Yeah, well, like every time we see the Spirit Award nominees, I almost wonder if like they have some weird eligibility rules per category that we don't know about or something.
Like, I mean, you would think like Coda would be in feature. You would think that. I mean, then again, if you're going to use the 3 quote unquote indie movies that are not in any would never in an Oscar conversation, you have those 3, and then you have something like The Lost Daughter, which has a lot of visibility but not enough at the same time, and Come On, which had an original visibility, which is kind of just gone by the wayside as we moved on in the season. So, Frank Kranz for sure. It's deserved, and I really hope it happens.
Right, so screenplay in general. Where we have Together, Zola, The Lost Daughter, Come On, and Swan Song. That is the Udo Kier Swan Song, not Mahershala Ali's.
Yep.
That's the thing is this whole thing, because I always we joke about how nobody cares about the Spirit Awards except for us, but and a few other people, but yeah, the Spirit Awards results once they happen almost completely leave my head. So I was trying to figure out, and we were talking about when they go with momentum now. So it's like, even if this stuff wouldn't have necessarily won back when these nominations came out, they're going to win now because they have momentum now in the bigger races.
Right.
Which will mean The Lost Daughter's getting everything it's nominated for.
That's deservingly so.
But I'm not... Like, are we at a point now to where people might intentionally go against the ones with a lot of momentum? I don't remember what previous results are enough to really make a judgment on this. But, I mean, I'm going to say Maggie Gyllenhaal here. But I could honestly see them wanting to maybe spread the love. I've already talked about my disdain for Twitter, so I'm gonna feel pretty bitter if fucking Zola wins this. Owen, do you know what Zola's based on?
Are we talking about Emile Zola?
Not even close. Not even remotely close.
That comes to mind, and it like some sort of a magic movie would be nice.
Zola is based on a Twitter thread.
What?
Yeah, that's where we are. I mean, okay, it's a very acclaimed movie that has some pretty good performances in it, and it's very interesting and unique filmmaking, but it's based on a fucking Twitter thread.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
want to seem like I don't want to seem like I'm backwards.
it's from that
Like
and
I'm
then the accompanying Rolling Stone article, which is Zola tells all the real story behind the greatest stripper saga ever tweeted.
So, just like TikTok has ruined music, this is something from Twitter that was made into a theatrical film that actually got money behind it and also got nominated for awards. I don't understand what world we live in anymore.
Yeah, it's like Twitter ruined the movie discourse, and now it's like making movies. Somebody stop it for the love of God. But yeah, I
We're living in the streaming age where we're going to have a Netflix Best Picture within the next few years if it's not earlier than that.
depending on what PGA says.
In the next few years, we're going to have a Netflix Best Picture. It's going to happen. It's a guarantee.
Yeah, probably.
We could live in a world where we could have a Twitter Best Picture somewhere down the line.
They're already trying to do that in their own way, right? In their own way, but
Right.
still, which is still too much. But like I said, I don't want that to sound like I'm being completely derogatory towards Zola because it is. I didn't care for the movie. I'm one of the few people that didn't care for it, but I'm not like saying that, you know, it's not really uniquely made and has good performances in it and stuff like that.
So this looks
Yeah.
horrible just by looking at it, but that's just me saying that.
So I could see. Oh, anyway, I got sidetracked. So honestly, I could see Zola taking it. I could see Mike Mills taking it.
Yeah.
But and like I almost feel like Gyllenhaal almost feels too safe. Like they're gonna try to spread the love, but I may just stick with the Lost Daughter throughout this. I don't know.
We're about to find out.
Yeah.
Ashley.
I'm gonna say come on for this one, because I think spread is happening.
I mean, no Joaquin, no Norman. I mean, Gabby Hoffman didn't even get in. I mean, at the Spirits, Gabby Hoffman should have got in. She's one of my favorite performances in Come On, Come On. Honestly.
So there's not that many performances, and come on, it's just like kind of the three of them.
Yeah,
And Scoot
exactly.
McNairy from time to time.
And I mean, if they're gonna give all these kudos to other things, I mean, I guess spreading the love makes sense when it comes to wins, but like, God, give things nominations. Come on, literally. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Do you really want to fault them for like how spread out the different movies are? I mean, it's
Yeah.
annoying when you're trying to add up what the favorite is, but
Well, yeah, but there's some things that should be here if they have visibility other places that doesn't make any sense that they're not. If you're going to nominate the movie, you would think you nominate the acting performances as well, but I guess that's not a thing either. Maggie Gyllenhaal. And deservingly so.
all right, we're in acting.
Sorry, AJ.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Okay. Jessie Buckley for The Lost Daughter, Amy Forsyth for The Novice, Ruth Negga for Passing, Ravika Russell for Pleasure. That's just a guess. And Susanna Sun for the character that I wrote.
Shoot!
I've obviously. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I let the cat out of the bag?
You did that years ago, sir. Continue.
Did I let the strawberry out of the bag?
Oh shit.
So, despite one of them's lack of Oscar nomination, I've got this down to Buckley and Negga.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So I could actually see Negga doing this. But the thing is, the Spirit Award voter is going to say, well, we've taken a look at the Oscar nominations, and Ruth Negga wasn't nominated, so that's not what we do here.
We tried.
So I want to say, because here's the thing that's interesting, is that the day before nominations came out, even though I was saying Buckley and Negga, and I'd been on that Buckley thing for a long time. I'd been on the Buckley thing since I read the book for The Lost Daughter. That's when I knew Buckley was getting in. But the day before nominations day, I would have put more money on Ruth Negga getting in than I would have Buckley.
100%.
So this is interesting. Because I kind of want to say Negga, to be honest. But the question is it going to be just a Lost Daughter love fest? Which we already alluded to could be spread out.
Yeah, could be.
Damn it. I feel like we're doing this after the SAG all over again. Which didn't matter, because I wasn't even considering Chastain. that whole 20 minutes of me trying to do actress at SAG meant nothing.
The whole you jinxing your favorite performances, you finally, like, it didn't matter, because you actually were right. You can go with it.
Yeah, that was the reward for that 20 minutes of saying, is it Kidman or is it Coleman? Because Chastain is my personal favorite.
Yes, it is.
This sucks because because I was saying Negga for so long for the Oscar nominations, I was saying Buckley so long for the Oscar nominations. It was like they were gonna feel like victories when they happened. And now I could go with Negga or I could go with Buckley, and one of them will be another loss.
Yeah.
I will say Buckley.
Okay.
I'm gonna regret it. That was literally a back and forth all through my head. I was like, whichever one I say now, it's going to be the other one, and that's what I was thinking the whole time. So it's gonna be Negga, but I'm saying Buckley. That's what's happening.
Ashley.
It's gonna be Negga, so I'm saying Negga.
I'm saying Buckley.
The Lost Daughter's either gonna like really let me down here. Or... All right, here's a discussion we already had. Let's have it again real quick. It's gonna take 2 seconds. For supporting actor, we got Colman Domingo for Zola, Miko Gattuso for Queen of Glory, Troy Kotzer for Coda, Will Patton for Sweet Thing, and Chaska Spencer for Wild Indian. I'm interested in checking out what all Chaska Spencer's got going on, because he is going to be Blunt's main co-star in the English, which is very exciting. Apparently he's from Twilight, which I don't remember. But...
Twiglet.
So yeah, what I said before was that if this was pre-Oscar momentum, I probably would have said Colman Domingo here, but because we're where we are now, I'm gonna say Troy Kotzer.
Ashley.
Yeah, Troy.
Kotzer for sure.
All right. Okay, actress. I suppose could be anybody. But we've got Isabel Furman for The Novice, Brittany S. Hall for Test Pattern, Patty Harrison for Together, Taylor Page for Zola, and Kaylee Reese for Catch the Fair One. Kaylee Reese is a boxer, isn't she? That's random.
Yeah.
So the one that jumps out at me is Taylor Page. But Test Pattern keeps coming to mind. We skipped 2. We skipped documentary and we skipped first feature.
Yeah.
Shit.
We'll do that after the acting.
All right. We'll do acting, then we'll do those, then we'll do director, picture.
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
I gotta tell Joey with this much embarrassment.
I'm gonna say, because I knew, because I was like, I was picking test pattern for something. Why didn't I pick test pattern? We didn't do that category. That's why.
I have a chat room to push our show along. We just fall apart.
Yeah. I mean, oh, we're so out of control. We're in the Wild West right now. I'm gonna say Taylor Page.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Isabel Furman for Novice.
Yeah, I mean, I just basically just have to say Orphan.
Yeah.
And one of the greatest scenes in the history of movies where David Morse got hit by lightning.
Was she in Hound Dog?
Yes, she is.
I
She's
think
Fanning's friend.
the only thing I remember about Hound Dog is the lightning scene and the unfortunate other thing.
David Morse
Think about this.
by lightning.
Think about the scene that made Hound Dog famous.
Yeah.
David Morse getting hit by lightning is still the first thing I think of.
Yep. Heck yeah.
Which clarification?
No, you said Isabel Furman, right?
Yeah, of course.
The orphan. All right, and actor. Damn it. I'm going to have to say it. We've got Clifton Collins Jr. for Jockey, Frankie Faison for The Killing of Kenneth Chamberlain, Michael Greyeyes for Wild Indian, Udo Kier for Swan Song, and Simon Rex for Red Rocket. Kudos to Michael Greyeyes for the double nom, because he's in TV as well.
Oh.
I feel like it's obviously down to Clifton Collins Jr. and Simon Rex. And despite my bitter feelings towards the movie, I'm going to say the LA actor winner in Simon Rex.
Ashley.
I'll just skip over that part of the show, I guess.
I'm going with Frankie Faison.
Ooh, interesting.
Hold
on. If he has to go on stage and accept this, who's going to be guarding Hannibal? That seems dangerous.
I mean,
this is the only time.
Just the subject matter of like that film. I think this is where it gets its other nomination or other win.
This is the only time that I feel like I have permission to go this route because AJ already did it before me. So clarification, of course, I could have put the movie on my best of the year list, but I didn't out of respect. Knowing the performance like I do, knowing the movie like I do, in a completely different way that unfortunately people don't know and won't know, but someday hopefully shall know. The performance is great, and that being said, he deserves it. Simon Rex.
All right, let's go back down.
Yeah.
To documentary. Here, okay, check this out. This is the category I skipped. This is the only one here where I've seen all 5 the nominees.
Nice.
Oh my god, this fucking night.
We're almost done.
We got Ascension, Flea, In the Same Breath, Procession, and Summer of Soul. Procession's the best one here, in my opinion. I really toyed with the idea of Flea. I really think Flea might be able to take a turn here against Summer of Soul. But I think I'm still going to stick with Summer of Soul here.
Ashley.
But when Oscar time comes, I'm going to be really interested in really thinking about if Flea might be able to upset. But here, I'll stick with Summer of Soul.
I'll go with Summer of Soul, but I'm literally sort of like flipping a coin in my head between that and Flea.
It's funny because Flea seems like more of a Spirit Awards movie anyway.
Yeah, that's why, you know.
Summer of Soul feels more Oscar. Flea feels more Spirit Awards.
But then in the era of so many of the films being in this, then doing well at the Oscars, it's like, where's it blending now? This, you know, this award ceremony.
Sure.
Admittedly, this year less so. There's, you know, not many of the contenders are in the other categories, so.
Right. And I don't like Flea, and I'm not rooting for it at all, but I definitely I could easily see the Spirit Awards going for it. So I'm going to have to make that choice and say Flea for Spirit Awards.
All right, and first feature.
You've been talking about it all the time. Let's go against it finally.
We have 7 Days, Holler, Queen of Glory, Test Pattern, and Wild Indian. Wild Indian is sprinkled here quite a bit, but it was Test Pattern that was sticking out to me here. Test Pattern is what gave me the epiphany that we skipped a couple of categories. So I may regret not saying Wild Indian, but I'm going to say Test Pattern.
All right.
Hang on. How many nominations have they got? Yeah, Wild Indian has 4, so I'll go with that one.
Wild Indian.
All right, director.
Yep.
All right, we have Janexa Bravo for Zola, Maggie Gyllenhaal for The Lost Daughter, Lauren Hadaway for The Novice, Mike Mills for Come On, Come On, and Ninja Tyberg for Pleasure. This is why I looked them up. I knew that was a woman. I could have sworn it was going to be Nina or something. No, it's fucking Ninja. And good for her. Good for her parents, whoever named her. I could honestly see it being Janexa Bravo.
Same here.
In fact, I almost think I should say Janexa Bravo. But I can't stray away. I can it's one of those cases where you try to visualize who's going to be on the stage, and I just see Maggie Gyllenhaal. And I would say that because this will be her last big victory, but I mean that USC scripter win is very interesting. So Maggie Gyllenhaal could have a very fun future over the next few weeks, but shit. Anytime I doubt The Lost Daughter, it's because of Zola.
Interesting.
So because why am I having this feeling that they could split screenplay and director? Bravo and Gyllenhaal.
Maybe.
And maybe I went the wrong direction. Oh no, maybe I went the right direction. Never mind. Maybe I'm on the right track. Because I said Gyllenhaal for screenplay, right?
Mm.
So, damn it, man. Okay, you know, I've been playing it safe this whole time. I'll take one fucking gamble. I'll say Janexa Bravo.
All right, Ashley.
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
No response. Maggie Gyllenhaal.
And lastly, for picture, we have Kiara, Come On, Come On, The Lost Daughter, The Novice, and Zola. Once again, every time I think The Lost Daughter, I think about Zola. But I will go ahead and say The Lost Daughter.
And Ashley.
And that's why I'm going with Zola.
And I will also say The Lost Daughter.
Or it could be anything because of when the fucking farewell happened. Remember that shit?
Oh, yeah. True.
The thing that kept you from a perfect score, Owen. Do you remember that portion of it?
Tell me about it. Made me so mad. I'll never get that close on the Spirit Awards again.
That's another Spirit Awards video down.
Yep.
As you hear three people cheering. with the echo of an empty gymnasium.
Yeah, that's our show. God, that felt like a funeral right there, friends.
Let's get the proper gymnasium effect going. Eric, oh.
Yeah, and the water parks snow globe didn't even bother to show up tonight.
Wow.
No, it's still here. You're good. Yeah, that's our show. God, quick programming note. I believe tomorrow AJ's got reviews.
I didn't remember that till about 2 hours ago, but yeah, I'll try. I really will try.
We'll have reviews sometime next couple days, and if not, you're gonna get a couple more sipping snacks in the meantime.
The only thing that is 150,000% sure from me is the Batman on Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's barely anything else out.
Other things out. Anyway,
from what I saw somewhere, another Bruce Willis.
That Sebastian Stan Hulu movie is coming out Friday, I think.
Also, another Bruce Willis direct-to-DVD one is getting a limited release, I guess, at cinemas that are desperate.
So yeah, that's AJ's got reviews coming soon. I got more sipping snacks coming soon, and all the Cali videos are done. So thanks to everyone for watching those. By the way, I don't know whenever I'll get to travel again, but if I do, when I do, videos will come back. Ashley can be found on Twitter at @AshIsMyNameUK. More snack stashes coming. Gaming content returning to the channel eventually. Maybe wrestling somewhere down the line. Who knows?
Plus, there will be a video from me covering all the results and giving the latest on the scores and whatever. Given that both of you will be unavailable over the weekend.
So Ashley is going to be doing a Spirit Awards video for Sunday.
Well, might be Monday. Depends. You know, I might be doing it live. It depends how many people. You know, the issue with me is I'm going to be just looking at Twitter feeds in terms of stuff because I won't be able to get a live feed. I would have thought of the thing.
AJ's out of town. I'm at AEW Revolution. You're doing the Twitter thing. So I believe Monday-ish, Monday, Tuesday, BAFTA, something around that time, maybe. I think that's what we're doing. I think we decided that.
I think that's the aim, yeah.
So, yeah, we've got
Stay tuned to the Twitters.
BAFTA predictions coming soon. Critics' Choice Awards, we've already predicted those. Wow, I feel dumb predicting those, looking at some of those things I said back in the day. Yeah, that's coming soon, and of course, the big one coming very soon. Our our final show to end the season, and then we're gonna have a nice little recap ski, and then we move on to 2023 season. That's your show tonight. Also, AJ, of course, and cannot be found on social media, and also, just like Keith Richards, cannot be killed by conventional weapons. If you want to leave him a comment, you're more than welcome to do so. He'll get back to you eventually. And you can follow me on Twitter at ceremonies. So check out a lot more content coming from me. I got a lot of sipping snacks. I have water parks videos. I have voices videos all the way back from when we were outside. We're in the rotunda again. So a lot of stuff to do. And lots of sipping snacks. I got a ton of them that are already filmed. I got Coke Starlight coming up soon. I got a lot of other various things. Got more Magic Spoons. So yeah, stay tuned for more sipping snacks if you want to watch those.
And just to branch off that a little bit, unimportant, but just thought I'd mention it. It's a segue. The Wayne's World 2 line that you use, the cannot be killed by conventional weapons thing. That's from the second Wayne's World.
Oh no.
Still just one of the best comics ever made.
Hang on.
One of the most brilliant, I guess.
I'll let you do that one more time because the internet actually dropped for the first time in ages.
I was just putting over Wayne's World as just one of the best comedies ever. Still,
God,
it's
yeah.
like, every time I watch that movie, I'm laughing like it's the first time, and I grew up with that movie.
Still waiting for a theater. I'm waiting for a Fathom event for Wayne's World, and I'm dying for one. And I did watch it in the theater numerous times when both of them came out, but I want to see them in the theater again. Just like I'd love to see Clerks in the theater again.
And it's like, and I love the fact that you use the line Keith Richards cannot be killed by conventional weapons, because I mention this all the time and I'll mention it again. Ralph Brown is so good in that movie. I thought Del Preston was a real person for a very long
Yeah.
time.
Who's that old lady? That's my old lady. I almost remembered something else, but that now it's gone. I was like, yes. And to this day, the promo about Sri Lanka, and then the brown M&Ms to fill a brandy glass, so Ozzy Osbourne wouldn't go on stage that night, has been my go-to when it comes to coming up with a monologue to use for acting. So yes, 100%.
I also am a big fan of I had to beat them to death with their own shoes.
And just like, and like Garth is like so mesmerized by his like, Del, when did you become such a nut bar? And of course, Del's completely oblivious to everything. He's like, nope. Wow, I thought that was a Mercedes emblem. Anyway, dude, I quote Wayne's World all day long, and you know this. There's a really bad review video on this channel that exists that I'm embarrassed of to this day, where I basically quote that movie.
Which is not the same one as the one where we reviewed it, where I did it with Bill and Ted.
Yes.
That's a different one.
So that's your show, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the Batman week. Finally, we are in AEW Revolution week. Finally, so much cool stuff still to come, and lots of things coming on the network. So stay tuned. So that being said, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.
Yakety yak, yak is back.